Chapter 9. The government in the economy. First, we're gonna look about the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is the government spending and tax policies, which can be divided into three categories. The first one is the government purchase of goods and services. The second one is the tax. The next one is the transfer payment to the household. Transfer payment to the household is something that government pay to the household without nothing in return. For example, the unemployment compensations, the social security benefits, the welfare payments, and the veterans benefit. Fiscal policy has two types of policy. The first one is the discretionary fiscal policy, and the second one is the non-discretionary fiscal policy. But in this case, we're gonna emphasize more on the discretionary fiscal policy. Discretionary fiscal policy is a changes in tax or spending that are the result of the deliberate changes in the government policy. Can be divided into two policies. The first one is the expansionary fiscal policy. Its objective is to stimulate economic growth during recession and to reduce the unemployment rate. To expand the economy, the government will decrease the tax and at the same time increase the government spending. For example, to stimulate the economic growth, the government may have a plan to build a street. Then as a consequence, the household and firm's income will increasing and they will consume more. And at the same time, the production will be increasing. The output will be higher. Then it can stimulate economic growth. That can make the firms hire labor more. Then the unemployment rate will be lower. This policy also has limitations. If the government purchase is more than the tax they get from the people in the economy, it means that the government budget deficit. Government budget deficit means that the government borrow more, then the government will have debt more. The second limitation of the expansionary fiscal policy is that as the household and firm's income are higher, they will demand for goods and services more, which can make the price higher, and then the inflation can occur. Next one is the contractionary fiscal policy. The government aims to decrease inflation and to slow down economic growth. What the government do in this policy is that they will increase the tax and at the same time decrease the government's purchase and spending. As a consequence, the household and firm's income will be lower. The production and the output will be lower, and then it will slow down the economic growth. That will decrease the demands for goods and services and make the price lower, and then the inflation will be lower also. The limitations of this contractionary fiscal policy are that as people consume less, it will have an effect to the lower of the production, and the firm will hire labor less, which can make the unemployment rate higher. Next, let's see what is the government budget deficit. Government budget deficit is the government purchase minus net tax, or G minus T, which G represents the government purchase and T represents net tax. Net tax is the tax that paid by firm and household minus government transfer payment. If the government purchases more than the tax that they get from the people, then the budget deficit. What the government should do is to sell the treasury bills or the bonds to earn money. On the other hand, if the government purchases less than the tax that they get from the people, then the budget is surplus, means that the negative budget deficit. Next is the disposable income, which represents by YD. Disposable income equal to total income minus net tax. We will assume that tax does not depend on Y, and the lump sum taxes. Lump sum taxes means that net tax do not depend on income. And the formula of this disposable income is that YD equal to Y minus T. We have to understand that YD is also equal to C plus S means that people use their income for consumption and saving as well. Since YD is equal to Y minus T, YD also equal to C plus S, then as we break the formula, we will get the Y minus T equal to C plus S, or Y equal to C plus S plus T. Another one is the aggregate expenditure. Aggregate expenditure represents overall expenditure in the economy. The formula is AE equal to C plus I plus G. C represents the consumption, I represent the investment, and G represents the government purchasing. Next one is the equilibrium. Equilibrium is the stage that Y equal to AE. As we know from the last slide, that Y equal to the consumption plus the saving plus the tax, and AE equal to the consumption plus investment plus government purchasing. As we break down these two formulas, we will get S plus T equal to I plus G. The next one is the consumption function. Consumption function shows relationship between consumption and income. In this formula, C equal to A plus B y D. A means that the autonomous consumption, the lowest consumption, even though you have the zero income, you have to consume. And B is the slope of consumption function, represented by the change in C divided by change in Y. In this case, YD is the income minus tax. While the saving function shows relationship between consumption and saving, which is the inverse of the consumption function.
The determination of equilibrium output. You can see the blue line, which is start from 100. It is show consumption function. C minus 100, 100 it is a autonomous consumption plus 0.75, which is a slope, multiplied by YD, which is come from Y minus tax. And at the 300 on the red line, it show AE equal consumption plus I plus G. I is investment and G is government spending. And as you can see at the 45 degree, which is green line, and they cross each other, which is called equilibrium point. This point Y must be equal C plus I plus G.
Part, let's solve the problem. The question asks, given below is the hypothetical data of mixed economy. All figures are given in billions of dollars. Show all computations, and they give us the information. The government purchased $20 billion, investment $10 billion, net export $3 billion, and the lump sum tax $10 billion. They asked us to complete the following table and answer the questions. Let's complete this table first. As the information they gave at this slide, we will put all the information in this table. Tax is $10 billion. Investment also $10 billion. XN is the net export, which is $3 billion. Then G, government purchase, $20 billion. And the AE. AE is very easy to find. Remember that AE is equal to C plus I plus G. All we have to do is put C plus I plus G. Don't forget to plus XN also. So we get this table. Question A. How much the autonomous consumption of the economy is? Autonomous consumption of the economy. From this formula, C equal to A plus BYD. BYD is equal to B Y multiplied by Y minus T. First one, we have to find B first. Remember that B equal to MPC. MPC is the change in C divided by change in Y. Change in C is C2 minus C1 divided by Y2 minus Y1. C2 minus C1 we will get 20 and Y2 minus Y1 we will get 25. Then put 20 divided by 25 and we will get 0.8. So as we know that B is 0.8. C is the 422. 422 come from this table C. Then A we don't know yet. Plus with 0.8 which is MPC or B. Multiply by 440 minus 10 or Y minus T. Then we will get A equal to 78. The next question. The equilibrium level of aggregate expenditure is how much? Aggregate expenditure is Y equal to AE. Let's look at the table again. Find the point that Y equal to AE. As we see slowly to the table, we can see that at this table, at this column, 515 is equal to AE. 500. So the answer is 515. Thank you for your attention.